This is Windows Longhorn, built 3683 to be exact. It is the earliest build of Windows containing Longhorn that has been leaked to the public as of March 2024. Windows Longhorn build 3683 was compiled on 23rd of September 2002 and is the first build of Longhorn to show any rejuvenation to the OS. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at the installation. This build's installation still bears resemblance to the Windows XP setup, not only in the text mode portion, but also the GUI portion and the out-of-box experience. One thing to mention is that installations via WinNT.exe are no longer supported, and attempting to install it that way will result in the following deprecation notice. Thank you for trying to install Windows Longhorn 2004 using DOS 1985. Using WinNT.exe is no longer supported. Please refer to http winweb setup winnt.exe.htm for further information. Going back to the OOB music was changed from the original Windows XP music to No Hey Problema. The moment we finish the OOBE, we are greeted with the brand new login screen. It is still the Windows XP one, but with some changes. For example, we can now see the date and time in the corner of the screen, and we can notice that the whole UI is now in the white and dark blue colors. The login screen now has the ability to handle the Control-Alt-Delete requirement, which was not present in Windows XP. Going into the desktop, we notice the all-new Plex visual style. Alongside it, we have Avalon, which is basically Windows Presentation Foundation. It is used in the new Windows Trust Manager and the Display Properties applet, which will be talked about shortly. Installing it on Windows XP is possible due to the whole framework being built on .NET Framework 1.0. Windows Explorer features a huge number of interface improvements. There are new buttons added to the toolbar, zoom, details and pivots. Zoom allows you to change the size of the icons in the current folder, details enables the new preview pane, and pivots allows grouping of items based on their properties. In the Explorer, a new breadcrumb bar is taking the place of the old address bar, and the tasks pane has been changed as well. It now has a new background which fits with the brand new Plex theme, and also has a new find section with a text box where you can filter the contents of the folder you are in. A new Explorer bar called Media has been added. However, it fails to load the missing page called Media Places. However, media controls are shown. A few new options are available in the folder options dialog, such as checkbox selection. Under the new context menu, we have several added items, photo album and playlists. The My Contacts library can be enabled via the Customize Start menu dialog, and it is possible to create contacts, but the whole thing is very bare bones. A new friendlier version of Device Manager called My Hardware is now present in the Start menu. By merging registry file, we can notice the new file copy conflict dialog. It is much different than the one in XP, having larger icons and seeming more user-friendly than the one seen in XP. Running this command you see on the screen right now, we can open a briefcase introduction dialog, which I'm not sure if it does exist prior to this build. This build has a sidebar present in it. It's disabled by default, but it can be enabled in taskbar and start menu properties dialog. Inside the options menu, you can make the sidebar transparent or opaque, toggle its positioning, merge the taskbar with it, unlock the bar to resize it, and add tiles. Currently, the tiles that are not hidden are clock, Desktop Manager, MFU or Programmed List, Quick Launch, Search, Slideshow and User Tile. By merging some more registry files, we got 2 more additional tiles, People and Digital Clock. This build contains an early version of a Game Manager, which is similar to the Games Library seen in Vista and 7. There are game definition files, or GDFs for short, that are recognized by Explorer. You can also open a My Games News window by running this command you see on your screens right now. As I mentioned before, there are some Avalon-based templates in this build, such as the new display properties. Most of it is either unfinished or is flat out broken, as you can see here. Only options called desktop background and use classic display control panel work, although the earlier mentioned option is mostly broken, while scale and resolution and display connection settings can cause the applet to crash. Theme and screensaver and more information options on the display connection properties only lead to a screen that tells us that they are under construction. Under desktop background, you can choose to set your desktop background to a solid color, gradient, rotation of different images or collages, and the option to change the desktop background periodically that would eventually turn out to be a feature on the final release of Vista. Like some other M3 builds, this build also has an early version of media center components, codenamed Freestyle. Installing it can be achieved by going through Add or Remove programs in the control panel and selecting Freestyle. When you install it, you need to restart the computer to complete the installation. This changes the boot screen to say Windows XP Freestyle instead of Windows XP Professional, and the banner in About Windows changes from Professional to Media Center Edition. The app itself is heavily broken and crashes when launching. Another feature seen in M3 builds is the new Start Page feature, which appears to be a prototype of a different OOBE to replace the one used by XP. When using the Start Page launcher, you can open it, but due to being so early in development, it only contains 4 unfunctional tiles: Email, Calendar, Quick Launch, and Promotion style. Some other changes in this build include the kernel version being changed to 26.0, the WPA grace period being reduced to 14 days, the DirectX being updated to 9.0, IE being updated to 6.05, the ability for teams to theme menus and menu bars, and the progman.exe being replaced with the Sub2 Explorer. While these are all nice features and changes, there are a lot of bugs, such as diskpath not working due to the version of diskpath not being supported on the platform, OOBE taking longer times to launch, Explorer being very slow and logging off crashing it, painted mshca.txt crashing on exit, Media Center not being able to be uninstalled, upgrading being generally broken, Luna being referred to as Plex, downloading files crashing IE, Task Manager being able to terminate critical system processes, etc. As you can see, even though this was a very early build, it still offered a great number of features, and it set the foundation for future builds and technologies, such as WinFS, that Microsoft was planning to add to Longhorn. Anyway, that is it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next video.